Hello, hi. How's it going? Trying to get everything kind of set up here so that it's not not got the blinding ray behind me, but also I can comfortably sit and look at the laptop here. I think I have everything rearing and ready to go today. Doing another Blender stream. I feel like this has been kind of good in I don't know, making for tighter um, working like hours or so within Blender. So excited to kind of keep on doing this. I have an idea for today of exactly what it is I'm trying to make. So hopefully that kind of saves any kind of rummaging and milling around. Yeah, let's just get into it. I don't no further introduction needed. I've got Blender set up here, my tiny little square up here. So I mentioned this yesterday, and it's something I've been wanting to look into trying to make would be a render here of multiple multiple scenes, like multiple shots within one given scene here. And I have an idea for what it is exactly I want to do. I'm at like the 80, 85, maybe 90% of the way with the idea that I want to do here. I feel like that would be kind of a good thing to kind of go into a multi-shot render would be to kind of plan out the shots. Feels a bit redundant to say, but yeah, no, I have two, three, like four shots in mind. It's gonna make it pretty simple, straightforward. I don't expect this to take too long to make, but I also know that keyframing and the like tend to take a little bit longer than I expect. Um, Going to be, if I really wanted to, what I would do would be have the objects animate as well as the camera. I think for this one in particular, just going to focus on the objects, just because of the idea I have in mind. Just going to be animating the objects. And then two of those shots, again, four shots, two of those shots I may double up on. Well, I'll just explain what it is I want, my idea here. I just want to have two figures come towards each other, like from off screen. You know, where you're going to do the 1080 by 1080 pixel resolution. From left and right side, have two figures walk towards each other. And I'm just going to have them kind of glide and like kind of drift towards each other before meeting, you know, a couple feet apart. And then cut to one of the figures. And I'm kind of imagining just like the silhouette of a person, but just like no arms, no legs, just kind of almost like a bathroom person cut out. Just the top portion. I don't know if that makes sense, but like the bathroom stick figure kind of person. Have them meet. So that's the first shot, and then cut to um, a front view of one of the individuals, and make a three dimensional like speech bubble appear. Have I'm trying to think of what would be best. And then but I'm gonna go over top of that within like DaVinci and add the wording in later to what it is they're saying. Basically, a quick back and forth conversation, and then they move apart. I don't know what that conversation is going to be. I don't know how many back and forth it's going to be. So I'm going to try and assume probably five shots actually. Probably like comment, response, and then pull apart. So that's the five shots. Meeting up, person A, person B, person A, departure. So for wanting anything about what it is I wanted to say. These five shots to me feels like it's like a like knock knock who's there, like not exactly a knock knock joke. It'd be more shots than that, but some sort of joke. You know, why did the chicken cross the road? Why? To get to the other side. Then they part. That's like the most simplest form of what this would look like. Um, Still remember Remade, The Simpsons Quickie Mart scene in Blender? I've not seen that. Let's see. That would be interesting. I'm always curious about like remakes and things that are done in different kind of animation styles. So something along the lines of something like that in Blender would be really interesting to see. So, because yeah, I was just seeing the Blender Guru did like a not photorealistic, making the what is it, the Family Guy living room more realistic looking, and always kind of fascinated by those ideas. Okay, so that's the plan. I don't know. I don't think on stream I'll do the actual like writing in of the dialogue because I want that to be 2-dimensional. And so I'll probably do that after I get this finished. And I still am working on the sword I was working on from yesterday. I did check with my partner on how to say sword in Japanese, and of course they reminded me that it was katana. At least that's one way to say it. And definitely did not make a katana yesterday. So I don't know if I'll have. I don't think I could feel comfortable doing a small sword animation and just saying katana over it when it's definitely not a katana. So just having the symbol for the kanji for sword, which they also said could also mean power. So have a couple of options there. I need to turn on my screen keys. Sorry. Left. But yeah, I will whenever I get that sword finished, I will show that here. So it'll kind of be the same with this render here. Again, it's going to be a handful of shots. That's what's going to take the longest. So we're going to get rid of the cube here. Let's delete it. Don't think that the actual making of any of this is going to take all too long, but again, it's going to be that animation. So I'm living in Thailand. Yes, I am. My partner and I are living in Bangkok, Thailand. Now it'll be 2 years coming up in February. So cool place if you have not been. Beautiful, beautiful country in a lot of ways. Still learning the language, still learning how to get by and function here, and gets better every day. I'm gonna go ahead and create a save file for this. Nope, not in cubes. That's the wrong folder. I think this is number 41. But yeah, it is currently, what is it? Yeah, just shy of noon here. We'll call this convo. Like conversation. Okay. All right. Again, going to be pretty simple. I'm going to get a good front view of this. Move it over a little bit. I'm thinking pretty simple. Yeah. From here. Just taking the single vertice and extruding it out to create an oh so perfect circle. It's a band I never listened to. Always heard good things, but Perfect Circle, not heard of it. Not heard of it. Not ever really listened. Okay, this is what I was kind of thinking. Now, the only thing I could consider maybe, I mean, I know it's a little doofy looking. It's a little off to the side, a little unkiltered, but that kind of has been going along with it. Live in Kansas. Oh, yeah, I know Kansas. I've been further than Dallas. I was wondering why you had lights in the window. Yeah. No. I before Thailand, we were in Oklahoma, so we were not too far from you, Kansas. Oh, beans. Yeah, I was. We've done a handful of traveling here and there prior to moving here, but yeah, it's my first time living outside of Oklahoma, so it's a bit of a change. I jokingly refer to Bangkok as being just like Dallas, and it's not, but it's definitely know that feeling of trying to expand the world and expand your world. That was a big push as to why I think we went ahead and moved forward with being okay with moving to damn near the complete other side of the planet. And it's been fun. It's been scary. It's been stressful, but overall, it's been a lot of fun. To Quapaw, Oklahoma. You know, I know a lot of Oklahoma towns. I have not heard of Quapaw. There's, I mean, there's a ton. There's a ton of, obviously, every state has small towns, but yeah, I'm not familiar with Quapaw. I grew up in Tahlequah, up by Tulsa. What am I doing? Yeah, we're gonna have these two figures talk. Here, grab Y. These are going to be our two talking figures. Yeah. It's fun. It's always kind of fun to see something. I mean, it feels silly to say this because these, again, they to me they do look a little wonky, but this is literally what I had in mind when I wanted to do this. I'm going to change the world color to blinding white. I want one of these fellows to be completely black. I want this one to be hex number FF0000. Boom. Boom. Okay, so there's that. If the light was here. Get a couple of good shots this way. How's this look? Render image. Oh, I messed up. I made the world red. Just 0. And then, Did I actually? Oh, I didn't. I'm such a goober. I'm a goober. Why'd I do that? I just changed the world several times. I didn't change the actual material of either of the items. It's like, that's not at all what I thought that would look like. Okay, perfect. Here's what we're looking at. Final product here. So, again, very simple. But I'm kind of imagining, yeah, the only other thing on top of this that I was kind of thinking of doing was going in and cutting out faces. I think I'm still going to do that because I feel like that would add to a little bit like a layer of like kind of creepiness to it. For some reason, I'm just infatuated with making stuff a little creepy. County seat of Ottawa County. Gotcha. Yeah, I am familiar with Miami. I went and saw a comedian there, strangely, right before 2020. It was like it was 2019. I almost want to say it was actually in 2020. But yeah, Nikki Glazer came through a casino there, and my buddy and I wanted to go, but we were both kind of like, why Miami? Nothing against Miami, just it was an interesting place. Of the places in Oklahoma, I mean, it makes sense, but it's just interesting. Okay, I'm gonna punch out a hole. Yeah. A couple holes. make their faces a little different. Let's hide this person. There we go. So it's still, yeah. I'll go ahead and shade this smooth just so we're getting rid of. Go to modifier and then Boolean. Boolean, I don't think I've used that in a stream yet, but if you need to cut something out, cut a shape out of something, Boolean modifier. Does that. Perfect. Oh, not duplicate. Apply. So then take this. Oh, perfect. That is what I wanted. Yes. I enjoy when the mesh gets kind of deformed a little bit that way. Again, kind of creates for a weird kind of vibe, but I dig it. Something like that. Oh no. Why did it do that? Oh, because I didn't apply it, I don't think. There we go. There's our friend. You know, I wonder, let me just save. I wonder if I can kind of boolean the rest of him. I wonder how that would look if I did like this. No. Like this. I might as well call these like Blender doodles, because I feel like that's all I'm doing is I'm just doodling in here and having a good time. Oh yeah, that's fun. Sound like a parent at a PTA meeting. Oh, that's fun. That's a good idea. I like that. Oh, look at that. That's great. It's fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little guy. You know what? Don't think we need that anymore. As a matter of fact, don't need that guy anymore. Let's just take this. Now they're looking face to face. But I will need to change this to Tulsa a few years ago and ate at the Cheesecake Factory. When I was younger, we did a haunted house in Tulsa, but it was extremely well acted and dressed actors, and with dressed actors in the haunted house. I know that it's up near Tulsa. There's the Muskogee Haunted Castle. That's like pretty well known. I wonder if that's the same one. Yeah, and I feel like Oklahoma goes like weirdly hard. I guess maybe just the Midwest in general when it comes to haunted houses and stuff. I I despised haunted houses when I was like a child. They scared me very bad. So I guess they did their job, you know. But I don't know. I just kind of always like missed my window for haunted houses. A youth group took us there. That has also been part of my experience with haunted houses. Seems like it comes from like church-related experiences, which, you know, that's feels maybe like a little unrelated in a way, but then it's just kind of like, I don't know. I could see it. I guess it's a group activity. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna have these two. But yeah, I feel like that was my also kind of intro to haunted houses. Was things with I don't know if youth groups are specifically to churches. That's where my mind goes. So forgive me if that's not the case, but that's where my mind goes. This is what it looks like rendered out. Oh, it's so bright. Can I get that? Looks a little pink. There we go. Called Quake in Joplin. I feel like I've been to Joplin once. There's a couple of just like trips I remember taking as a kid, through that part of the country, and I wish I should do that again because I don't remember them. Okay, so this is gonna be the first shot. I kind of want it a little bit more kind of directly head on. I want these two to meet in the middle. So I want this. What's a good time length for this? Let's go. Just do kind of a quick count. Okay. So I'm thinking, yeah, this is gonna be not the quickest movement. Okay. So frame 1, everything here. But then by frame 20, I want this one to get there. So that looks like this. Perfect. You kind of see them. You kind of see. Let's do like 140. I want a little bit of like a hang time there. What does that look like? Yeah, that's good. Because yeah, just at the very beginning, you catch like a glimpse for the first 5 seconds, you can kind of see the cutout on their face, which I kind of like. It's like a little unnerving in a way. Can you handle this, computer, if I do this? Yeah, it's like you can tell it's not just a blank white slate like that. Okay. Cool. Okay. So then frame 1, lock it in. Okay. But then by frame 20, they are done. Goes there. Little less room for them to walk. They're gonna meet in the middle. Perfect. I almost feel like it should go a little bit longer. I kind of like the uncomfortable ending there. Yeah, that's good. What CPU and GPU do you own? It's a little embarrassing. Not the most familiar with computer like hardware. I have a MacBook Pro with an M1 chip. That's I don't know. Does that answer that? I can look into my settings if that doesn't fully answer it and let you know. My understanding as far as like Blender and like any kind of 3D software, this is like the minimum that is needed like to kind of get going. So it's yeah, I don't know if that it's and a lot of things I really appreciate about Macs and Apple products. A lot of things that are frustrating with them. My understanding is it's like, yeah, we're great for creative stuff, and they're like, oh, you want to do 3D stuff? And they're like, not the best. But it's what I have. I do a lot of video editing on this, and it that answers it in terms of like, yeah, the processing power. Me stressing out about something and not processing. Yeah, that's. And yeah, okay, cool. That explains the CPU and GPU. Again, never been super familiar. I've dipped my toe in a couple of times to understanding that a little bit better, but not fully certain on that. Well, this is shot 1. I feel cool that I feel glad that that's already out of the way here. Let's get the first and last shots. Actually, I don't even need to animate the last shot. I can just do the first shot in reverse. Save time. That way I don't have to do that. Okay. Cool. That helps. Desktop. Blender files. Nope. Arts. There we go. Okay. Accept. Yep. This makes sense. Okay. Do a quick save, render, animation. Watch all 160 of these render out. Okay. So this is technically rendering out the first and final shot of this sequence. Just hoping you had a window computer. I compiled all the... Oh, bummer. Yeah, I mean, for what it is worth, I don't play any of the games off of the Mac. I have a Steam Deck that I use. I do appreciate that though, but yeah, I just stream off of the Mac. I have a capture card that it's very held together by bubblegum and shoestring, I would say. But yeah, I just hook the Steam Deck up, dock it, and then run it through to the Mac. So that still is Linux, not Windows, but all right, that one's done. Gonna go ahead and scooch over here. Video editing. It's been nice doing so many of these animations like this because I'm getting quicker at this aspect of it, which was one of the biggest things that was like scaring me away a lot of the times from making animations. Is like, how do I export this properly? And then it was like, oh, okay, gotcha. Like, don't replace selection. Actually, gonna be brave. Gonna replace selection this time. Cool. Okay. Now we're gonna change that over to FFmpeg, encoding, MPEG-4, render, animation. Okay. It's getting close to being better than Windows. I give it a few more years. Yeah, again, that's another thing too with like operating systems. Linux is one that I have very, very little familiarity and comfort with. I feel pretty comfortable with Windows. Like it's been years since I've owned a Windows computer or anything that operated it, but I still feel like it's something I can jump into at any time and work with. And obviously has just a lot more freedoms than Mac. But I went to school for film and video editing, and that was that's what all the cool kids were using. They were using Macs. So I felt like I needed a Mac. Okay. So now I've got that done. Let me move to frame 1. Can I just delete these keys? What if I did do that? Come on. Just delete. Nice. Okay, that worked. Delete. So now, don't need to worry about that. Right. Yeah, it's kind of feel like I can dance around Linux and make it make sense for me, but not like fully utilize it. So this is what I was kind of picturing. Like this. Don't know exactly what this will look like. Okay, I think this will be the way to. And then. Nope, nope, nope. Take this. I'm trying to think of the best way of doing this. Hold on one second. Let me. Is that some layers? Windows is more of a hive. What's Linux? Yeah, again, that's a little bit out of my depth in terms of I'm somewhat familiar with like Wine and how that works in regards to Proton and everything. That's why one of the main reasons I wanted to go about purchasing a Steam Deck was like I was excited to get to know it as a kind of getting under the hood and kind of working and I before that I never worked in any kind of PC gaming or anything, so I'm very new to that. That whole concept, but that is a lot of the stuff that I'm kind of trying to learn. Oh no, hold on. Set origin to geometry. Okay, and then size. There we go. Size it up a bit. That's not working. That's not how I wanted this to happen. Okay, that's not. Go about this the way I initially thought about doing it. A bad way. Not a bad way, just a... There's probably a better way to do this. But I frequently find that if I have a solution, sometimes I'd rather just kind of launch into that. Especially if it's non-consequential, like I'm not going to get in trouble for doing this a harder way, and it may result in... I don't like that. Hold on, that's way too straight of a line. I don't know. It may result in something kind of cool, kind of weird, kind of special. Natively not emulated like the VMware ordeal, so it's basically running Windows on top of Linux. Okay. And it's kind of embarrassing. So I feel I appreciate your kindness in me asking questions like this. So, but in regards to like Wine as a program, it's a software that can bypass that DRM lockout. So once Linux finds out how basically allowing it to bypass the kind of strange choices for keeping Windows not operating through Linux, or is it just specifically not having Proton operate in Linux? Okay, so now do that. That's what I was thinking. Doing then 7, make it a little thick. Object, shade smooth. Isn't that weird? Isn't that kind of a cool? I kind of like that. This one, yeah. So we'll make this. Maybe they can trick it. Okay, when DRM doesn't like Linux, but it likes Windows. Oh, okay, so getting DRM to work properly. Okay. I think I'm understanding that. Okay, so then what I want, if I go, oh, it's bright. Let's see. So we're just a... That doesn't just create. Okay. What? Forgot I still had the keyframes on the other guy. That's funny. I was like, where you come from here? What are you doing? I think. Okay. Frames. I just kind of want a natural, like, almost, I guess, unnatural. I wonder if that's what happened. Then, if that has anything to do with why my emulator wasn't working yesterday. Kind of bummed on that. Just trying to create like that, like subtle movement of like a JRPG or something along those lines. I don't know if that. I wonder if that's coming through with this. If I go back, it's kind of funny, a little silly, a little bit much. I feel like, or like not enough even. One of the two. It doesn't feel like it's quite. Oh boy. It's gonna be all over the place, yeah? That's pretty funny. That'll do. So if I go control copy, can I just... Yeah, that'll do. Well. Like that as a talking animation. That's fun. Excuse me, sir. I don't want to see you currently. But what if I apply that to this as well? No, because it'll be exactly it, right? It'll like move down and be weird. No, won't matter at all. Okay. Shouldn't have DRM incorporated into it, mainly for games on Steam using piracy. Hmm. Oh, right. Okay. The DRM then is like the protection that's on software. And that's why there's uh, a lot of stuff that just runs really well on like Android. Then I think I'm understanding that correctly. I'm gonna make some little bit more subtle movements for this. Let's go back one frame. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you for taking the time to explain that. Again, it's one of the aspects of life that I wish I had a little bit of a better understanding on, but I've just never super taken the time. I don't think it would take too long for me to fully commit it to memory. I just need to. this all together? Just okay. This might be a little jittery, might be a little weird. But that's what I wanted. I like this. This is weird and cool. Cool. Funny. Okay. I like it. Played much on Android other than a few games and NSA. Should hate touchscreens. That, okay. Yeah, tried to beat Ghosts and Goblins touchscreen. I cannot imagine trying to beat Ghosts and Goblins in general. I can't imagine actually, like, yeah, but that's an incredibly challenging game. I also agree. Touchscreens, I'm trying to think if there was a time I really enjoyed using a touchscreen, and I really can't think of anything. I beat, this is weird, I beat Tomba 2 on my Android. I beat Tomba 2, which is, I don't know if you've heard of that. It's a PS1 sequel to Tomba. And that was, I did it, but it wasn't a great experience. And I was like, okay, I want to go back to some other PS1 games I really enjoy. And so I played Spider-Man on the PS1, the one that was made by Neversoft, and unplayable. Could not do it. I got to the Venom, like the first Venom boss fight, if you're familiar with it, and I was like, there is no way. Yeah, I can't. Ghosts and Goblins, I can't even imagine. Cannot imagine. I'm going to save these. I'm actually going to save the file I'm working in, save, and then I'm going to go over to same one, but I'm going to put another folder in here. I'll call this shot 2. Basically, I'm putting a file into the file so that way I can trust that everything's still within the same thing. I used to love Tomba, and Joe and Mac when I was younger would go from SNES to PS1 playing those two. Joe and Mac's one that I always saw, like I was always familiar with it, and I think mentally, and this may be like blasphemous to say, name association and having never played the games myself, I would get Joe and Mac and Toe Jam and Earl confused. And it's Toe Jam and Earl, Joe and Mac. There's nothing about it. It's the two name association for some reason. I would convolute those two together. Tomba's weird. It's a very interesting game. I would love. Oh yeah, they had mentioned that they're gonna remake it for the Switch. I'd be interested in that. Talk about games that could use a good quality of life kind of revamping. I would just be interested to see what they did, what all they would do. Because I tried beating the first one, and may not ring a bell at all, but there's a portion in the game where you were supposed to have collected like a certain thing throughout the entire game, and I hadn't done it, and I had to do that to progress, and I was like, actually, I guess I'll have to circle back to it. Let's render this out. Oh no, I didn't. Why is this rendering an animation? Why is that the animation that was rendered? That's not right. Wait a second. Oh, it's because that's what's in the video editor, I bet. Aha. Silly me. Let me get rid of that real quick. See, I started the stream and I was like, this one probably won't take that long. And then I was like, why would I say that? Move trash. Okay. But then, So if I go here, oop, please, video editing, delete this. Then I go back to layout. Then I go render animation. There we go. That's what I was wanting. Okay. Kid, I vibed with Joe and Mac, but nowadays I don't get that same dopamine rush. There's a lot of those. There's a lot of those older PS1 games that I have been like, yeah, I'll go back to this. I really enjoy. There's a guy here on YouTube. It's THABEAST, like THA instead of the Beast. And he's got numbers after, and I can't remember the numbers. But he's going through and he's playing through all of the Nintendo 64 games, like all 300 and something of them. And I was really interested in that idea of like, I wonder what it'd be like if somebody tried to tackle like the PS1 category, because it's huge, but there's so many just interesting and wild choices there in that whole catalog. I've ever played Street Fighter. Street Fighter. I mean, I've played a Street Fighter, but I have not like really played a Street Fighter, if that makes sense. Like I have never, in order of like fighting games that I've actually like really sat down with and felt like I was like, okay, never anything more than just like, okay, was Melee, Super Smash Melee. And then, after that it was like Tekken, and then like Bloody Roar on the PlayStation 1. Never really got deep into any street fighting games or fighting games in general. Yeah. I'm beating all the Nintendo 64 games, and I mean all of them. Yeah, so you exactly. That's funny. I could hear it straight in his voice. He's funny. He's fun to watch. I enjoy his stuff. Talking like Ultra Street Fighter 4. No. Unfortunately, no. I like the most I've really sat down with it would have been like get an arcade, and probably that would have been, I think, Street Fighter, 2. I don't know, but definitely not like 4. Unfortunately. I'm getting older, I get a little bit more interested in the notion of them, just because like I understand them more as like a okay, well, where did you send those to then? Oh. Okay, one more time. Eventually get the right combo down. The last good one. I've heard great things as far as Street Fighter goes about 6. I thought 6 was supposed to have been like a real love letter to the people who have loved that. I haven't touched it. It looks fun. The campaign looks wild. Looks like a wild thing where you can go around and fight like coffee vendors and stuff on the street. But like I don't know. I that's been the first time I've seen one where I was like, oh, that looks that looks like it kicks ass. I might have a good time with that. But I always feel kind of strange jumping into like a game with such a long history and lineage, that I feel like I'm like not respecting its history if I'm just like number 6. That's not true. You can like whatever you want to like, but just don't have a big history with it. But Ultra Street Fighter 4. That's the other thing too, is like I know that I feel like they've made so many different ones in my mind. That's I don't know. I bought the new Zelda and Mario on the Switch instead. Tears of the Kingdom, and then Mario Wonder. Mario Wonder looks great. I would love to hop in Mario Wonder sometime. Also, I mean, obviously, Tears of the Kingdom also looks great. I have kind of a long-term goal in my mind of, there we go, got these all finally. Playing through every Zelda game, because I've only one of my best friends. They are huge Zelda fans, and so they suggested and I played through A Link Between Worlds. Was that it? That was the one on the 3DS, and adored that. That was my first time. Like, I was like, I'm going to finish a Zelda game. I'm going to sit down and play through front to back, and um, there you go. Really enjoyed that. I beat with them, and then also went back and played through it again. Was the first Legend of Zelda, like the original on the NES. And then I went through and beat Zelda 2. That was rough. I knew it was going to be. It's like Mario on an acid trip. That's what it looks like. I applaud and love the idea of the creativity in that way. It just looks so much fun and like a delight. I haven't played a good like 2D. I'm a huge fan of platformers in general, and so there's like so many of stuff of Mario stuff I haven't even touched. I would love to. Um, but such is life. I got you. I knew what you meant. I haven't played it, so I was like in my head. I was like, I knew that there was it's because it's the flower and the seeds. I knew what you meant. I got that. It's not a cape, it's a cap. If it's not a cap, it's a seed. It's always something. Fun, fun. I like this. Okay, that's shot two down. So I think that I just have one more to do, and then I'll stitch these together. Okay, so I'm going to delete this. Go back to layout. Okay. Unhide. But I'm going to hide this person. Then, nope. Okay, get rid of this. Ah. Then I want this. Okay. Does this still have? Oh, perfect. Perfect. Don't have to redo that. Could have saved time and could have just changed the color of the one figure, but and in Wonder, it has a ghost playing with you online, so you can save people. I've heard that it's kind of like it adopted kind of a Dark Soul style of online mechanic, which I enjoy. I enjoy that as far as online play and helping other players and stuff, and I think it's a good fun idea. I think what I do a lot of the time is I'm like, oh, that does look really fun to play. Well, all I have to do is play every game up to it. And that's why I'm playing Resident Evil 1, is I have such a desire to play through like 7 and 8. Not that I'm not enjoying 1 or I admire for what it is. I just like, I really would like to get to those games because I've seen such great things and like, I've seen 7 played all the way through and I still would like to try and jump into it. I think I've seen 8 as well. But yeah, I just like, it's like it sounds like it would be fun to have seen where the series starts from and kind of go from there. But that's a bit much. There we go. Okay. So then by then 1, 2, 3. Didn't lock it in. Almost didn't lock it in. Okay. Now we're just going to go 1, 2, 3. Nope. 1, 2, 3. Let's be a little bit more consistent than the other one. Thinking, Gamara, you should do some Mario Maker 2 streams. Ooh. Yeah, that would be fun. That's that. I sometimes I worry in my brain that I'm like that's a surefire way to make me. I don't even know. I know I know how some of those levels get, and I know how I get when it comes to platformers and wanting to finish a level. So, oh my, he's jumping all over the place. Look at that. I like this. This is what I wanted though. This is fun. Cool. Okay. So now I want to output. Yeah, Mario Maker 2, that's such a the idea that Nintendo hasn't like frequently updated that game blows my mind. It feels like the kind of game that you could just add one thing to every 6 months. And I understand that that would completely alter the landscape of it. But the fact that they don't, it's just such a... feels like a missed opportunity. It's been such a good practice for me. I'm really glad that this idea popped in my brain because... Oh, save. Save. This is the kind of practice I wanted in Blender today, so I'm glad I got that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why Nintendo does a lot of things, but yeah, the fact that they haven't just dropped like any kind of update, they have so much to pull from. That would be so interesting. And I don't know. I guess the game's full enough as it is. It has hundreds and thousands of people making levels with what it has, and sometimes limitations better than having endless options. So don't know. Mario Maker 3 with Wonder stuff. Yeah, I bet with the Switch too coming along. It's supposed to, I think September is the like last rumored thing that I heard. That would make sense. I'm a holding out on the idea of getting a Switch 2 until it confirms that it has backwards compatibility because I don't know at all. I mean, I heard that Nintendo Switch is coming sometime September 2024. Yeah. The AI Game Shark's also where I had heard that from. That was so funny to hear about that. First off, Game Shark. I hadn't thought about Game Shark in so long. It's just funny to imagine Game Shark being like, "Hey, by the way, I'm gonna leak some information. We're just speculating," and it's like, okay. It's the like beautiful irony of that of a company like Game Shark to be the one to leak that info. It's so it feels too perfect in some ways. Okay. So I think we have the three kinds of shots that I needed and wanted for this. Let me bring those up real quick. Then I will close out of this stream, the Plan right now is to do some more Resident Evil the next couple hours after this. But I got to get some stuff done first. Some other stuff taken care of. QuickTime Player. Okay. So first one though, this. We have this. 7 seconds. We have the meeting. Okay. GameShark has still kind of been around with Save Wizard Max on PlayStation 4, but instead of editing memory inside the system, the tool decrypts both the firmware key and dev key on the save file. Yeah, I imagine GameShark, the company like that, had to have like really kind of reinvented themselves to stay up with, the whole modding community, and I mean just where technology has gone. I imagine it would be hard to keep up with it. Okay, that was the first shot. So now, oh goodness, I clicked the wrong file, and I brought up an image of a vampire. I have a singular vampire saved on my desktop. Oh no, where's shot 3? Where is it? Oh, did I save it inside of? I saved it inside. Okay. Whew. Sorry, I know you watching this, you can't see what I'm doing exactly, but no. Worst. Need to make QuickTime my default opening with. Okay. Now we have this shot. Guy bouncing around. Empty speech bubble. Then lastly, we have shot 3. This guy as well. Okay. Don't know what they're going to be saying. I'll have to figure that out off the stream. Not feeling like trying to live write whatever bit it is I'm trying to do with this, but a little goofy, a little silly. But again, I've got the bones and structure here of what I wanted, which is setting up using one singular scene, multiple shots, and being able to like put those together. To have that ability to. Hopefully by tomorrow I can have finished the sword that I worked on yesterday and this one. Can show those off and talk about those for a minute. Yeah, I did go back. I know I'd mentioned in terms of like Blender tutorials, I added some of those to the first Blender stream I did. I should probably just add those at the in every description, just because I mean, again, I think that's there are people far more back in the day. Yeah. Oh wait, okay. Hyperkin is the one hosting Save Wizard Max in China. Be fun learning how to edit your save file. I did it for a while, but the save file is very limited compared to what GameShark could do. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I bet. I don't know. I bet GameShark was kind of like a jumping off point for a lot of people, learning how to go in there and make those adjustments yourself. I wish I got into that. I feel like that'd be a lot more. It would not a lot more. I was gonna say a lot more beneficial, but then I didn't know then what. But it would have really been something because I enjoy the parts of like getting games to work and getting the files to do what I want them to do nowadays. So I think I would enjoy that. But anyway, thanks for watching with this. Like I said, the plan right now is to be back here in a couple hours after I get some stuff done for some more Resident Evil. And then. Do the whole dang thing again tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Saturday? Yeah, do the whole thing. Probably plan is to do it tomorrow, to stream again tomorrow. If I do, everything will probably be earlier than later. But we'll see. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah. See ya in the next one.